I'll do it once, twice a week, but then every
Can I suggest, why don't you put a wet towel in the fridge, like put on a plate, put a wet towel, and then just put it in your face?
I'm recording it.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Crystal Cast. My name is Juan.
And my name is Ross, and it's a pleasure to be here today again because we're going to be discussing a very important topic, and that is the 485 visa.
Yeah, and the changes that have been happening around that, especially the age and the change of names and a little bit of other comments we wanna make around this. So yes, Ross, the age limit for the 485 visas have been now brought down to 35, which we must say, like, we don't know yet if it is inclusive or like the 482 visas, once the person reaches 45, that's it. We don't know if in the 485 visas, the person can be 35 and apply, or if once they reach 35, they cannot apply anymore. That bit of the legislation has not come out, and it is important because, again, like,
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, it does add a year. So there's a couple of, I suppose, comments here. There's no instrument yet that's been released. So this is part of the migration strategy. But by the way that things are heading, it will happen.
Yeah.
So, and it looks like it will probably happen on 1 July. But yes, it is important because for working holiday visas, for example, it's so for example, for certain countries, you can be up to 31, meaning as long as you're 30, then you can apply.
Yeah.
Whereas, as you were saying before, if you're on a 482 visa, once you turn 45, you are no longer eligible for the 186 unless you're exempt. So that's an important piece of information, because I know a lot of people have been asking about that. So the answer is we don't know yet.
Yeah.
No one does. So it's one of those things where we have to wait and see. But also, just it's quite a significant drop.
It is.
15 years.
It is, yeah. And like there are a lot of implications. I was thinking, even for people that have been thinking about coming to Australia, complete a course, and knowing that or how it is at the moment, thinking, once I finish the course, I know there is this 485 visa, I can apply for that. But like a person that is 33-year-old, for example, now by the time they complete an eligible course for 485 visa, they're 35.
Yeah.
So they won't be able to apply anymore.
It's I was hosting a CPD session on this topic recently, and that was literally the question that was asked. A person who's 33 that's currently eligible for the visa, by the time they complete the course, will no longer be eligible. And to me, that is a massive issue. And the reason why I say that is because, well, first of all, we're geographically isolated. I say this on every episode. So we've got to be careful about not making Australian immigration almost unattractive, because that it's sort of, we've covered the student visa refusals, and that's already playing a large part. It may not have a sort of direct impact now, but we need to think about the longer term implications. But also, as you said, someone who's 33 that wants to come to Australia, well, why would you do that? And not knowing that you're not going to be eligible.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the that there is that level of understanding that you do a student visa and you go back home, but then you've also got the government saying that we need skills, and there are skills gaps in a number of places, and they were supporting small businesses. So to me, the message is a little bit misaligned. It's like I'm listening to two different jurisdictions. We're trying to help employers to fill in the skills gap, but we're restricting immigration, skilled migration in particular. So that to me doesn't quite make sense. And the other comment that I also wanted to make was, with certain jobs, you require qualification at a particular level. So what if you've got someone that needs to do a particular qualification, and let's say they are 33 or 34,
Mm.
they wouldn't be able to do that.
Mm.
So again, I think we're not taking in the practical implications here.
Yes, that's right. And like a lot of people at the moment is quite stressed the amount of consultations we've had already
Yes.
of people, you know, that are 34 and they're like, oh my God, I'm about to complete my course and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish before July. Like, oh, my birthday's in July. I had one consultation where like the person
Yeah.
said to me, my birthday is literally in July. So if I reach the age of 35 by then, what am I gonna
What
do?
am I gonna do? Yeah,
Like
yeah.
my course is just starting where we're trying to come up with ideas. Okay, how about you request the paperwork from your university? Let's see how we can, you know, make it work for you. So yeah, there is a lot of
It is quite stressful because, again, I suppose I'm glad that you brought up that example because that individual obviously, again, had a strategy in place and that strategy was taken away.
Exactly.
And this is where it is just so important to seek migration advice because
100%.
things like that do change. You know, you might have sought advice, say, 3 years ago when you came to Australia, and that advice by this stage is obsolete. Think about where we were 3 years ago and think about where we are now in terms of migration. It's completely different. Completely. So I think that's a really, really important point. So what we've got at the moment is the graduate work stream will be renamed to post-vocational educational work stream, and I'm really happy about that because how many times have we had applicants who have come in and said they've lodged an application for the wrong stream, and that's because the name graduate work stream almost sort of suggests that you've completed a higher qualification. So when I say higher qualification, I'm talking about a bachelor degree. So making it very clear, post-vocation and education work stream makes it very clear that it's a vet course.
Oh yeah,
Basically,
100%. I'm
yeah.
really happy about that because it was
It's a
confusing for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I remember when I started studying immigration law, I was like, when I was looking at the 45, I was like, how can I make the difference? Like, to
still
me, like,
get these
it
days.
never made sense for me, and like, you know, like I still
need to look it
have
up.
to-
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy. And actually, Ross, like my first work in a AAT case was for someone that chose the wrong stream.
Yes.
The visa got refused, but this individual decided to appeal, and even the member said, "Oh
It's
yeah,
confusing.
I understand
Yeah.
this is confusing," and he's like, "I'm remitting the."
And the visa was granted. Yeah. So it was an interesting case because all of the documents obviously pointed that to the fact that he completed his visa under the graduate work stream, and he's applied under the post-study stream. And we didn't think that, you know, we've told the client, look, I think the chances are quite low because the policy is very clear. You either sort of apply for one stream or the other. But luckily, that particular member, he actually understood trades. I don't know if that was his background or maybe he was just dealing with a lot of applications like that. And he said, well, look, he actually asked the client questions. So, in your particular occupation, what do you do? And he said, well, clearly, this is the occupation that you intended to choose, and we were lucky in that sense. So I think it's just going to create a lot less confusion for everyone
Oh yeah.
by calling a stream, you know, that this is a vocational stream.
Yeah.
It's very easy to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the post-study work stream will be renamed the post-higher education work stream. It says it very clearly.
Exactly. Again, that's all. So you've got the vocational stream and you've got the higher education stream.
Yeah.
Very easy to remember, and it says that if you have a degree level qualification or higher, you apply for that stream.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be easy for everyone to identify the two streams.
Yes. So I suppose we've got the good news and the not so good
I know.
news.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a lot of immigration changes, and I feel like our episodes have been very technical. You know, we talk about changes, etc. And today we are going to play charades one. Now I've got my list, so I'm going to start. You got
Okay.
yours? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start with mine. Okay. First one. My profession.
Lawyer.
Immigration lawyer.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Fee.
Fear.
Prosecution.
Prison.
Um,
Oh, refugee. Refugee. Yes. Protection visa.
if you got 2 to go, it's
Protection visa applicant. 866 visa. What was it?
can you say asylum?
She'll make it harder. I'll just use one word.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like just one word.
Document.
Let's say application.
Travel.
Visa. Passport.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my god.
That was good.
And thank you so much for being with us in this episode. We hope to see you in the next one.
Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.